Hello, this is the Defining Discipline podcast, and I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And in this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We're also going to hear from special guests from all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. To start this episode, we're going to catch you up on some of my goals that I'm trying to accomplish. And the first one was the 1250 for the year and the run every single day of the year. I'm on day 5. Today I ran 4 miles. Felt pretty good. And that is a total of 10.1 for the year. I am also, quick update about something else I'm doing with just the month of January. I'm running 100 miles for the American Cancer Foundation. I'm also starting a fundraiser, or have started a fundraiser on Facebook. You can donate money through Facebook. All of the money will go directly to the fundraiser. None will go to Facebook, so you don't have to worry about that. So please be sure to donate. And let's get started with this episode. This is episode 5, and today's episode theme is going to be routine. Routine was something that I never had. I was always wishy-washy about what the hell I was going to do that day. And my old job hours allowed me to do that. I used to stay up super late because of my job. I'd work late at night. And after work, we would always go out for a couple of drinks and then hang out and party all night. And then wouldn't have to usually get back to work the next day until noon, sometimes 4 p.m. So depending on whatever time we'd have to be back, I'd be sleeping till like an hour before I'd have to be back to work, and then just get up and do it again. And then on days off, it was just kind of lay around. Stuff had to get done around the house, but we'll put it off for tomorrow, but that tomorrow never came. It wasn't until I realized that I needed to change that and figure out how to make a routine that would better utilize my day, and how to figure out what I could do to do that. First and foremost, I needed to get a job that were on normal time hours. Now the job I'm working, I get up super early, which at the time sucks. It's like, oh man, it's 5:30. What the hell am I doing up right now? But when you get up that early, you also go to bed super early, and you have the whole day ahead of you too. So when I'm working those days, I usually get out early enough within the day where I still have plenty of time to do things like get my run in, get some laundry done, get dinner done. There's just the whole day is ahead of you when you have a schedule and a time frame where you're getting up early and going to bed early. I barely make it past midnight on my days off, and I barely sleep past 8 a.m. on my days off. I can't tell you how much I feel better just because of my schedule being set on those kind of times. I told myself, I always used to think that it was just so much better to be like a night person, and it never affected me, and I was just completely blinded by the facts of just science. Like the circadian rhythm is like completely real. You need to have a set schedule of getting up and going to bed, and make sure you try to follow it as much as possible. On top of that kind of schedule and routine, you need to add stuff. Something I did was add things into it to improve my life. Last year I did a little bit of reading, not enough as much as I needed to. That's why this year I added it into my routine. But last year, one thing that I always try to follow was a schedule of some kind of running routine to try to stay in shape and try to run that marathon for October. And it was hard. Some days I didn't want to do it, but I made sure I got up and I still followed it. Now I have this goal for this year, and I have a routine of being able to work out and run every single day to try to hit this goal. And I gotta always set the routine and try to figure out how to make sure that's done in the routine to get this podcast to you every single day is like a challenge in itself that I'm trying to cope with and try to figure out a speedy, fast way to get it to you. Try to maybe do shorter episodes because I have a life outside of this that I'm also trying to do. And this whole routine thing, I'm trying to get down as we're going with it. So, I hope that what you guys are seeing here can reflect into your own life, and we can all figure out our own routines to kind of get our lives in order and kind of maintain the little bit of chaos that we're going through. But routines will eventually be broken. It takes a lot of discipline to follow routines, and sometimes something happens and you just can't always follow your routine. And you got to remember that that's not the end of the world. Don't let your failures define you. You got to get right back up and get right back to it. Who cares? You got to cross it off and start back at square one. You start back at square one, you get it done. No matter what it is. So I don't want to keep you guys too much longer because I still got a lot of stuff I got to get done within my day. It's already late here, but we're going to get this posted for you for today. So today's daily discipline for day 5 is to start a routine. So write down a routine and follow it. Be sure to add something that you've been putting off, that you need to address. May it be exercise, studying, working on some projects. Maybe it's bad habits that you need to cut out of your routine. Maybe you just want to start a podcast. Put that into your routine and follow it. So for today's daily discipline, write a routine down, start it, and follow it. I want to thank you guys. You can message me with your stories and any of your questions. Please give this Facebook or this podcast a like on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. You can find us on all the podcast platforms. Give us a follow there and like us so you can get all the updates of all the new episodes that are coming out every single day. And on that note, guys, I will see you tomorrow for day number 6. Thank you.